Hey guys, today is a day of giggles, goofs, and gaffs. You may notice that my hair is now pink when last week it was white. I love having fun dyeing my hair, which is why this presentation I'm going to be showing you how to bleach hair. So why did I learn how to do hair? On its face, this might not seem like the most useful or needed information, but I can promise you it is. Because let's be real, college students are usually always broke and wanting to change something about their appearance. And if you're anything like me, I know that I like to change something about my hair every week if I could. But doing your hair this often can get extremely expensive if you're going to professional salons to do it. So doing it yourself can be extremely helpful. I've been doing my hair since I was a freshman in high school. I taught myself by watching videos and paying attention when I did go get my hair professionally done. This is probably one of the most useful skills I've learned by far because it has saved me an incredible amount of money. It is far cheaper to buy the ingredients that you need than to go and get it professionally done all the time. It has also let me express an incredible amount of creative freedom that has truly enriched my life. So, what do you need? First things first, I'm going to show you all of the items that you would need and specific things that I use, but it can vary from person to person depending on personal preference. So, this is the array of all the tools that you will need. I will first start by showing you the specific items and then I'll get into the ingredients. So, first things first, you're going to need some bowls. These bowls are pretty small, so, but they work for me because right now I have shorter hair, but if you have longer or thicker hair, you might want to look into some bigger bowls. Next thing, you are going to need this little measuring cup, and one of these comes in every container of bleach, so don't worry about having to go look for one. Next thing is this little brush is what you're going to need. I'm not sure what this brush is called, but you need it. They have them in different colors and different sizes. This is just the most generic size. It's the most useful. You will also need some hair clips and some hair ties. This hair clip is really good. It's my favorite. I stole it from my mom. You will also need some sort of mixing spoon. I got this cute little whisk. Next thing is you are going to need, of course, the bleach. So I use Wella Color Charm bleach. This is actually the same bleach that most professional salons like Urban Eve use. You will then need some 20 or 30 developer. I use the brand Salon Care, but there's plenty of brands. This is just my personal preference. You will usually use 30 if your client has darker hair or thicker hair. Next up, you're going to need some toner in the shade T18. That's what I use. That's how you usually get to that light ash blonde. There are many other ways you can use color deposits, but this is my personal preference, is to use the toner. You will also need this ion color sealer. This is what I use after all of the bleaching process is done and you are washing out the toner. I put this in my hair, and I also have my clients put this in their hair because it doubles as a deep conditioner. This is also up to personal preference and what you prefer in your hair. You will also need lots of gloves. You will also need a purple shampoo and purple conditioner. These are the Ion Color Blonde. Oh, in an article written by the LA Times in 1995, they said that the blonde hair was actually associated with being a prostitute. So when women would get into that profession, they would actually put all these harsh chemicals in their hair and sit in the sun to let it do its work, because sun is actually a very natural bleaching element. But for the most part, this caused hair loss. The women would end up resorting to wigs made from the hair of the slaves captured by the army at that time. How to get a client ready. These are different hair types. This is a curl chart. So my client has a 2A to a 2B. And this curl chart can help you determine whether or not you're going to use 30 or 20 develop. First things first, you're going to want to have good hair prep. So your client should have washed their hair either the morning before or the night before that. You should never do any bleach or color, for that matter, on hair that is freshly washed because it can seriously damage the hair. This is because shampooing strips the natural oils from your hair. And although conditioner puts some of those oils back, it's not the right kind. The oils your hair naturally creates makes a sort of protective layer for your scalp. So having those oils there is extremely helpful for whenever you're bleaching hair, and I mean, you're really damaging your hair when you do that. So to begin the bleaching process, you're going to want to first section the hair. So you're going to want to start off with a section that is about this big, and it's pretty thin. So you're going to tie all this hair up. Now that you have the hair pinned up, you're going to have this thin section. You're going to want to start with a section from the very bottom that's about this big, this thick. This specific bleach calls for a 1-to-2 ratio, 1 part bleach and 2 parts developer. This creates a nice and runny mixture to ensure that there are no patchy spots. If you use a lesser ratio to make a thicker paste, you can end up looking very patchy and not very evened. You're going to want to start from the very tip of the ends, going up to the roots, stopping at this line right here, which she already has sort of a natural line for me to follow, but sometimes people don't. So a good trick that I learned is to put your 2 fingers, and that line right there is the line that you want to stop. You don't want to go all the way up to the roots because the roots are the most delicate part of the hair. The reason most people actually fry their hair at home is because they start from the roots and they go all the way down. So a lot of people actually think that the hair grows from here down, but it actually grows from the roots down. And this is why it is the most delicate part of your hair. So this is what the mixture should look like. It should sort of resemble like marshmallow. If you've ever seen the liquid marshmallow puff and stuff, that's sort of the texture it should resemble, and that's the way that it should look. Alrighty, so what you're gonna do is you're just going to dip your little brush straight into the bleach solution that you have here. This amount should be good just for starting off. And you're going to take that small section that we had right here. And if you want very precise lines, this little point is very good for that. Like I said, you're going to start at the very ends right here. And you're going to work your way up. I won't lie, this process does take quite a while. You should be ready to spend about 2 to 4 hours doing this. So another mistake that a lot of people make when bleaching their own hair at home is they don't put enough bleach on there. They end up doing very minimal to try and, I don't know, spare the bleach. I'm not really sure why, but that's a big reason for why home bleaches look so patchy. So you need to make sure that you get plenty on the underside as well as the top side. I mean, really, if you squeeze the hair, the bleach should just run out. That's really how much bleach there should be lathered in the hair. You should lather it like you lather shampoo. So this is what the very first layer should look like, and if you put it all together, you can see that I have created a pretty nice straight even line. Or you're going to do the exact same process for each small layer of hair. So because you have already sectioned everything out prior to this, it should be relatively easy to resection. You're going to want a clip at this point. So now you're going to want to apply the same amount as you did before, but for the roots you need to move very fast because the roots lighten very, very quickly. Okay, so now that I have finished applying all of the bleach to the roots on the very bottom layer, And this is what it should look like. So now I'm going to repeat this process for each layer throughout her whole entire head. We will come back when it is all washed out and ready. So after rinsing your hair out, you may decide that you want it lighter. You can repeat the process, but you should never really bleach your hair more than once in a month to keep it relatively healthy. But now that you have reached the desired lightness, this is when you begin to tone the hair. So your hair will turn from this color into this color, which is the color we are going for. This is ash blonde. Here I'm going to take a 1-to-1 ratio of the Wella Color Charm Toner and 20 Salon Care Developer. You should apply this the exact same way that you did the bleach to ensure an even coated head. Once everything is all on, it should end up becoming a very dark purple. Let it sit for 30 minutes and then rinse it out. While in the shower at this point is when I use the Ion Color Sealer, but you should still wash with a purple shampoo and conditioner afterwards. When coming out of the shower, you may notice that your hair is still a tint purple. Don't worry, that is completely normal. This doesn't always happen, but it does happen sometimes, and that's okay. Don't worry, it will fade out into the ash color. My hair was purple for about a week before it turned into the white that it was. Even though your hair may still be purple, you should still wash your hair with a purple shampoo and conditioner at least once a week or every 2 weeks to ensure that it does not turn a brassy color. According to an article written in 2009 by Sam Parker in the 1930s, he said that it became popularized to use ammonia, Clorox bleach, and Lux soap flakes to reach a platinum color. This of course weakened many women's hair, and some even led to hair loss. As time went on, people found safer ways to bleach hair, safer mixtures, and most companies now use a mixture of hydrogen peroxide and persulfate salts, which under alkaline conditions created by ammonia or monothalamide can bleach the hair. I will now show you how to tone the hair, what it should look like, and what it will look like coming out of the shower. Okay, so now I'm going to take one of these. This is the T18 toner, and then 1 scoop of the 20 volume developer. Then you will whisk it together, and it's going to start off as a sort of beige kind of color. Once it is fully mixed, it should end up being the consistency of like a really runny hair gel, or jello, that kind of texture and consistency. So this is the color that it should be and the consistency that it should be. As the longer it takes for you to put it on, the more purple it's going to get, so don't be alarmed. So you're going to apply this pretty much the same way that you applied the bleach, but this time you're going to go ahead and start at the roots just because it doesn't matter. You're going to start in the same kinds of sections that you did, small, but just going ahead and starting at the very top, working your way down, and you can go ahead and apply it right here, the same way we did with the bleach on the roots. Now the whole bottom layer is done. This is what almost every layer should look like. I'm now going to repeat the same process on each layer of hair, and I will fast forward. So now that the hair has been fully coated and saturated with the toner, this is what it should look like. Like I said earlier, a very deep, dark purple. And I will show you guys what it looks like when it's done. Okay, so we finished toning it. She just took her shower and washed it with the purple shampoo and conditioner. It looks a lot different on camera, I'm not gonna lie. But I promise it does look very ash blonde in person. This is how it's supposed to look. This is the final look. After all of this, you guys should know the items you need, a little history about the topic, and some upkeep for your hair. I hope the next time that I see all of you, you guys will have some fun colored hair, but only if you want to, of course. Thank you.